Good evening, everyone, and welcome this Sunday evening to the CNC3 Weekend News. In our top story, state-owned pt1 is preparing for a significant dip in its overall profits for its financial year ending this September. At a long-service ceremony awards last evening, the pt1 chairman, Lindsay Gillette, said the recent industrial action by employees cost the company close to $130 million daily. He called on employees of the state-owned company to put the interests of the company up first.
pt1's long service awards came just weeks after a significant portion of its manpower downed the tools and shut down the company's operation for days. pt1 chairman Lindsay Gillette said it cost the company too much, over $100 million a day.
If you project that for 5 days, what you have actually done is you have lost $500 million. And if your operating cost is $400 million, at $500, it meant that that $100 million cannot be paid to you. So every day that you are down, you hurt yourself.
In a telephone interview with CNC3 on Sunday, pt1 President Khalid Hassan Ali said the recent action by workers cost the company roughly $600 million. As a result, he said the company was preparing for what could be a significant reduction in profits when it closes its books at the end of September. pt1 recorded $2.5 billion last year. Speaking at Saturday's ceremony, Chairman Gillette told employees that their action can hurt or develop the company, and once it does well, they are the ones who stand to benefit.
The more money that pt1 makes is the more that you will get in your pocket. And I want to repeat that. The more you make is the more that you will get. Just like the IRS, the more you pay them taxes is the more that you have made as night follows day.
He told employees that the company made significant inroads in filling vacancies, an issue that influenced the union's recent strike action. He gave his commitment to working with the unions that represent its workers, saying they are their most trusted partners. President Hassan Ali, meanwhile, said a number of projects, including the upgrade of the pt1 refinery, will soon be complete. 659 of pt1's employees were honored on Saturday evening for their long service to the company. I am Kamal Georges reporting for CNC3 News.
The National Security Minister says he's happy that the killing spree experienced last weekend has not continued and that the country has been mostly quiet over the last few days. The National Security Minister, who recently announced that his crime plan was complete, told the opening of a police youth club in Felicity he wants this trend to continue. Again, Kamal Georges reports.
As he addressed the official launch of the Felicity Police Youth Club, National Security Minister Jack Warner noted the reduction in crime within the last few days.
For the last 24 hours, not a single homicide in the country. I tell you that we could not have had these good days. How few there are? 1, 2 per week. A good start, Commissioner, a good start. And as the weeks and months go by, I expect to see many more like this. But the fact is, this is a good start.
Minister Warner recognized the role of police youth clubs in tackling the nation's crime problem. He told the gathering of youth officers and their parents that police youth clubs offer a clean environment away from drugs and negative influences and helps develop healthy values. He believes it's an avenue that can help reclaim society from criminals.
We talk about taking back our communities. But to take back our communities, this is one of the major ways in which we do that. We get up, and we go out there, and we take responsibility for our children, for the children's present and their future. And this is what we are trying to do through approaches like this one.
Minister Warner praised the efforts of the club, which had grown over the last few months into the largest police youth club in the country. He pledged to offer whatever assistance he can to help develop the program, but told them to put their plans on paper quickly.
Government process takes some time, and 2.5 years is a short time. And the way some foolish fellas go in this government, you never know what could happen. But God is good, and Kamala will be there for another 5 years, so don't worry. Don't worry.
Commissioner of Police Stephen Williams said the police service recognizes the importance of these clubs and hopes to increase the membership from 3,000 to at least 10,000 in 2013. I'm Kamal Georges reporting for CNC3 News.
Meanwhile, the police are investigating the murder of a Mauripo woman. According to reports, neighbors of 65-year-old Anita Williams of Skinner Street in Mauripo raised the alarm at around 3 o'clock this morning that the house was on fire. When they responded, they found Williams in her home with her hands tied behind her back and she was gagged. She did not suffer any visible burns. The cause of the fire is not known at this time and a post-mortem will be conducted tomorrow. And with robberies on maxi taxis now becoming almost a daily happening, drivers are suggesting the need to have CCTV cameras on board the maxis to stem off the bandits. They say bandits are now making a business off of their businesses. More from Samuel McKnight.
In recent times, maxi taxis have fallen victims to an upsurge in robberies, especially those working the Route 1 and Route 2 areas. The robberies have been described as a daily job for the bandits, but some maxi drivers admit that security arrangements put in place by some owners have been a success.
They are making 6 and 7 maxi robberies every day as God sent, Monday to Sunday. Some people who could afford have put in their own CCTV with the DVR for recording. And we have noticed that those buses that have that kind of system hardly ever don't get robbed, as a matter of fact.
Driver Lester Christopher says CCTV cameras for all maxis is now a must, admitting that the Route 2 yellow band maxis don't have the same challenge of being robbed by passengers, but it actually occurs while waiting or picking up passengers on the stand. This driver was critical of the malfunction in cameras and the infrequent patrols by police.
We have cameras there and still you're hearing people still getting robbed, even though they have cameras. So I mean, now and then the police will be here, but you know, they might pass in the night too, but they ain't really stay in the cell because they an hour, 2 hours. Sometimes they might pass for 20 minutes, half an hour, and they go on.
Sources confirmed that talks on the issue between the Maxi Taxi Association and the Ministry of Transport about outfitting maxi taxis with CCTV cameras were being planned for later this week. I am Samuel McKnight, reporting for CNC3.
A brief afternoon freak storm today pummeled parts of South Trinidad, leaving many residents counting their losses and trying to piece their lives back together. And many are unsure where they will be sleeping tonight. More than a dozen roofs were blown off and several trees were down, causing damage to vehicles. Our cameraman Ivan Tulsi visited affected areas this afternoon, as Kamal Georges tells us.
Lady Hills Avenue in San Fernando coping with the damage left by a freak afternoon storm. Scenes like this were in abundance on Sunday afternoon as several roofs were blown off. Residents tell us the weather changed rapidly and lasted only 15 minutes, but the damage it left will take much longer to repair.
All my louvers, half of my roof, my flooring, these 2 trees fall out. Everything just mash up in this side of the house. Nothing ain't safe.
Sasha's neighbor's experience was not much different.
Then we started to get hard breeze and thing. Then everybody run in front when we hear brang. When we come in the back, the big tree fall on the house. Went down the back was, I know it was the same thing, it was dirty. All kind of falls get damaged, trees fall down.
This was the scene at Rahamat's gas station on Pointe-a-Pierre Road in San Fernando. One of the attendants told us a lightning struck this tree, damaging this Nissan panel van. Luckily, no one was hurt.
We hear a big song, lightning flash, and we hear a big song, and the tree break and fall along there. It damaged the diesel tank there on top. Right? It had a van come to service now. Was waiting there.
A march against injustice. The opposition leader, Dr. Keith Rowley, is calling on all citizens, PNM or not, to attend a mass rally march on Tuesday. It takes place from the Parliament building over to the President's house, where he will then deliver a petition calling for the removal of the Attorney General, Anand Ramlogan, the Justice Minister, Herbert Volney, as well as the Prime Minister, Kamla Persad-Bissessar. Despite the repealing of the controversial Section 34 of the Administration of Justice Act, Dr. Rowley is still not satisfied with the action of government in relation to this matter. We have more from Samuel McKnight.
Opposition leader Dr. Keith Rowley is reiterating his call for the removal of Justice Minister Herbert Volney and Attorney General Anand Ramlogan. But at a constituency conference on Sunday, the opposition leader added the Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar to that list over the now controversial proclamation of Section 34 of the Administration of Justice Act. A small but appreciative crowd at the Kumana Community Center came to life on Sunday evening when their political leader signaled his intentions to host a march from Parliament to the President's house on Tuesday to voice his concerns about their actions.
All of those who believe that they can do what they want in this country and that the people are impotent, we're weak, and we can't push back. Well, I think they've crossed the line. The line has been drawn in the sand. They have crossed the Rubicon and they're coming face to face against the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Dr. Rowley at the time was addressing the 43rd Constituency Conference of the Diego Martin West constituency of the People's National Movement. The crowd broke out into further delight when he announced that at the end of the walk, a petition will be presented to President George Maxwell Richards calling on him to take decisive action.
And when we gather in whatever numbers outside the Red House, symbolically on Tuesday, we will have a petition signed on the way there, and we will go up to the President's house and tell him the President of this country must know that the people of this country are under attack, and that the government is taking steps to facilitate criminal conduct and to allow criminals to walk free in this country.
I am Samuel McKnight, reporting for CNC3.
From here, we'll take a very short break. More of tonight's news will continue in just a moment. Stay with us, the CNC3 Weekend News.